Hello, welcome to my channel, All Being Well. My name's Rachel. Welcome back if you've been here before, and I'm so grateful that people are visiting and watching. And if you're new here, welcome and thank you for popping by. It's really cold here today. I'm sitting in the kitchen, wishing the heating was on, but resisting the temptation to put it on. Now the morning frost and fog's lifted, we've got this like lovely, crisp, sunny, wintry brightness that you only get, in January, and it's so lovely. And looking down our garden, there's a little fox having a sunbathe under our sycamore tree, which is just so lovely to see. He's a very handsome boy. My one of my cats is really not very impressed that he's there, so I'm going to have to keep him in. I have taken a couple of photos of the fox, so I'll have to work out if I know how to actually add that photo into the video and share it with you. So I will try. So today I've been thinking about routines and rituals. As I mentioned in my previous video, I feel at the moment a bit discombobulated because lots of my routines and rituals have gone a bit haywire, in part because of building work, building this lovely kitchen that I'm now sitting in, but with quite a lot of residual chaos going on around it. And also getting over some periods of illness. I really do find though that routines do help. When I have that sensation of just having too much to do, too many things on a list that's longer than the time I could possibly allocate to it, and all those kind of tense making feelings. I think routines do really help because it gives a kind of contained and realistic plan for how to do some of those small things. I'm thinking more about other routines as well, not just the kind of smaller day-to-day routines, but the longer things as well. So something else that's disappeared recently, unfortunately for me, is yoga. This time last year, I was practicing yoga at home every day, usually using a little YouTube video of some sort, or practicing by myself, occasionally going to a class at my gym. But then I slipped a disc last summer, and it just was very quick to not be part of my daily routine. The other thing that's gone off the boil, which is quite upsetting, is dancing. A couple of years ago, I joined an adult beginners tap class, and I remember feeling what a remarkable hobby it was because when you lead quite a busy, thinky work life, a dance class is a real tonic because whilst you're at the class, the only thing you can think about is, not falling over and not getting your feet in a tangle. So it became like a real joyful active rest moment for me in my week. But then actually having had to miss quite a bit, partly because of illness and slipping the disc, that wasn't helpful. And then when you have missed a bit and you go back, it's really hard. And it was almost getting to the point that it's like too hard to be fun. And it's kind of slipped out of my routine as something that I do, and I really need to get it back. But the other things that have fizzled recently, is our daily and weekly cleaning routines that we were great with. I was really trying to get my family back on board. But the thing is, it does need everyone in the household to be doing it because otherwise you've written a great big list, but it's just one person carrying it out. And that doesn't work. So we have had a conversation about our evening routine. How I'm yet to actually get it, typed up and stuck on the fridge and everyone doing it, but that hopefully will come. But I just really think it's so important to have some routines that hold together the basics that need to happen every day. And we used to have this really effective morning and evening routine, which I'm so keen to get back to. And that was really helpful because it meant that certain things that just have to happen, they had a place where they would happen. And it meant that, things like I always put the dishwasher on at the end of the day, even if it's not completely full, because then it's done in the morning, you've got everything clean. And then it can be emptied in the morning, and then for the rest of the day, you've got everything you need, and it can be refilling. I find if I don't put it on because it's not quite full, then I get all out of whack because then it is full at the wrong time of day, or you haven't got enough plates because they're all in there or something. Which sounds really, like a trivial first world problem, which it probably is, but it just helps bring a kind of gentle calm if those things are done. And actually, it's just better, it's worked better when they were happening. We also had this really effective cleaning routine kind of rolled through the week. So we all knew what we needed to do on different days. And it also meant that it wasn't always me having to chivvy everyone along. But it was remarkable, really. It didn't actually take that much effort, and it meant that the house was lovely and tidy all the time. Anyway, that whole thing is, well, lots of video in itself, I think. So we'll come back to that on another day, not get distracted. But going back to the daily routines, I do think routines help because it takes away the thinking and it eases the mental load. And the mental load is something that a lot of my female friends of my kind of stage of life and age talk about a lot. That we often find that we're the ones kind of holding all the routines together and reminding everyone of what they have to do and getting everyone to the places they need to go and doing the thinking. So actually, these routines were really helpful because it meant that some of the stuff that can become a real kind of weighty chore was actually just happening like a well-oiled machine. And I think it really helps have a system and lean into it. And so those regular moves are well practiced. Although part of the problem I think at the moment with my hobby routines is that they've fallen out of being regular and expected, and they've just become something that I need to try to cram in. And I do think to a degree I need to just somehow like power through, push through that, and just get on with them, and almost force them to become routines again. Because it is easy to get out of the habit of doing things, even when you enjoy them. But it's really important, I feel, to punctuate the humdrum day-to-day stuff with things that you do just do for joy. Oh, the fox has gone. Bye, Foxy. Come back later. He's a really handsome fox. He's got a very good fluffy tail. I won't attempt to take a photo now because I think I will scare him off. But yeah, he's a beauty. Maybe we'll have fox cubs in spring. Maybe he might bring his wife around one day. It's definitely a boy anyway. Um, so yesterday off the fox, back onto the thing. Yesterday, I had a lovely day out in London with my cousin, and we went to the Saatchi Gallery. We went for a nice lunch at Harrods, which is a real treat. But it gave me a real opportunity to reflect on how important these little bubbles of joy are when we have them. And partly it's about making time for them and giving them space to fit in without feeling like that time, belongs to something else. Now, yesterday was a real kind of one-off type of day. I'm not down in London having art gallery and nice lunch jollies every day. But the bubbles of joy do need a regular space in normal life too. And things like having daily yoga time or daily moments of hygge or a weekly dance class or, a regular date with a friend. I think that really helps so much that we need to plan for them and fit them in, and so that they don't kind of get bumped in favour of the dull but necessary chores like tidying up, but to make sure that they've got their place. So I'm kind of categorizing some of these things as like essential luxuries, things like dates with friends, things like going to dancing classes. I need to somehow make the space for them, so that they become something that I do, something that is just part of the fabric and not something that I have to kind of cram in. And I think that's really essential, and it needs to be remedied that I'm not managing to do that. So, how am I going to do that? In the interest of getting back on track, I'm doing two things today. One is that it is dancing tonight, and I'm going to go come hell or high water, even though I do feel a bit stiff in my lower back, and I do feel a bit tired, and I do feel a bit like it wouldn't take much to talk myself out of going today. But I am going to go. And I think actually I will enjoy it. I'll come back feeling better, a bit of exercise, a bit of a laugh with my friends. That will be a good moment. So yeah, let's do that. The other thing I'm doing today is a nice tip from Diane in Denmark. I really like Diane in Denmark's videos. I'll work out how to tag her in the comments because they're just really helpful videos. She's very realistic about routines. I think she describes herself as a routines coach. But she has a really lovely, supportive and cheery manner. And she's really quite infectious to get you moving and, or as she says, to get you off your bahookie. But her tip that I'm going to try out today is what she calls the top of the hour method, which is where you take a few minutes on the hour to do a small task that serves, firstly, to give you a little break from whatever else it is you're doing, which for me today is sending a whole bunch of marketing emails, which is not all that thrilling. So it gives you that little break from your other task, but also it gets a little job ticked off, just a small thing that otherwise might come together to be a longer list that you can't do. So I've got my book, this is the kitchen book with all the lists in. I've written myself a little list of top of the hour tasks that I'm going to have a go at today. Nothing too strenuous, actually. They genuinely are like a couple of minute jobs. So one of the things I wanted to do was to go through a little pile of stuff that seems to have decided it lives on our island worktop, and go through it and put it away, maybe throw some of it away, find homes for things, but literally just give it 5 minutes to do it and then back to the other things. So that's what I'm going to do, attempt that. So I will report back and hopefully have things to tell you later. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you again soon. Hello, welcome back. I've been off busy for about 3 hours. I've been using the top of the hour method to tick off a few things as I've been going along. You know, I'm quite impressed actually, as I have done quite a few of the things on my list and things I've been putting off. So I have washed the hall curtain, which I've been meaning to do for ages. I've taken out some compostable scraps. I have even put the shelves in a new kitchen cupboard that we've had fitted, which sounds actually harder than it was, but it just needed those little metal thingies put in the side and put in. But it was just one of those silly jobs that I've been putting off, so I have done that. I haven't finished my list actually. Um, the reason I've stopped now, I thought I'll finish this video and then go and do school pickup and then do the other bits later. One item still to do is to wash the shower curtain, but I realise I might be in danger of meaning that there isn't one there when people need it later, so I might put that for tomorrow. But the other thing I haven't done yet is this pile. This is a pile of shame. Look at it. It's so random as well. This is like classic our house mess, which is just a completely assorted pile of stuff. So there's a French dictionary in here, which I think has actually been, sorry, wrong way around. I think it's actually been used as a to lean on to do some drawing. There's workbook of my daughter's in here, a handwriting practice book. But there's also some fabric samples that I've ordered because they've got a lovely chair that I'm going to cover and I'm not sure which ones to use. And these sticky things that are supposed to be on the bottom of the chair legs that I keep meaning to do. This is not a 5 minute job. So I realise I need to kind of prepare myself for this. So that's a job in its own right. But I will get to it later, slash maybe tomorrow. Anyway, so just before I disappear and do school run, I just wanted to say thank you very much for joining with me. Thank you for staying to the end. Thank you to Diane in Denmark for your brilliant tip about the top of the hour, which I have enjoyed doing today and intend to do some more times. Have a great evening. I hope you get some nice hygge moments. I hope you find some rest and restoration in your routines. And thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye, everybody. Bye.